This is chapter 1 of MCB English, Life's Lighter Moments. And what we see here, we have to understand about proverbs. So how many of us we know the actual meaning of these proverbs? Students, let us find out. So first one, what see whether you are able to identify the correct or not. Okay? So empty vessels make much noise. ये कहावत है. ओके, प्रोवर्ब्स मीन्स कहावत. okay? ज्ञानी लोग कह के गए हैं. तो भाषण आर देते ना, तो या कभी कोई सजेशन या कभी कुछ बात कहते हैं लोग, तो ये कुछ प्रोवर्ब्स भी वे लोग बोल देते हैं. का अर्थ भी हम लोग को जानना है. तो empty vessels make much noise. ये क्या है? What is the actual meaning on the another side? You have to find before you understand this chapter that is mentioned as first chapter in the book. So its actual meaning is here, this one. It is people who have nothing to offer who talk the most. यानी कि सबसे ज्यादा बोलने वाले वे लोग होते हैं जिनकी पास देने के लिए कुछ नहीं होता. ओके. एंड सेकेंड वन, बर्ड्स ऑफ अ फेदर फ्लॉक टुगेदर. इसका क्या अर्थ हुआ? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस? ओके, सो birds of a feather flock together. We have to find out. Yeah, here it is, this one. People mixed with those who have tastes similar to their own. यानी कि लोग उन्हीं लोगों के साथ मिलजुल के रहते हैं जिनकी पसंद उनसे मिलती जुलती है. Okay, it means that. So another, we have to find out. Cut your coat according to your cloth. So here, what it means? Cut your coat. We have to find out. Cut your coat. Okay, cut your coat according to your clothes. Then what could be the best meaning? Yeah, here, this one. Live within your means. Okay, cut your coat according to your cloth. Correct meaning is live within your means. अर्थात अपनी संपत्ति पर जियो. ओके, अपनी संपत्ति पर जियो. It means that every cloud has a silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. What it means? It means, find out. Same here, opposite. Even when things seem gloomy, there is always a hope. Okay, so this is the correct meaning, opposite only given. Every cloud has a silver lining means even when things seem gloomy, there is always hope. So यहाँ पे इसका अर्थ क्या हुआ? हालात जब निराशजनक लगते हैं तब भी उम्मीद हमेशा बनी रहती है. लास्ट वन, आउट ऑफ द फ्राइंग पैन. सिंपली लास्ट यही है. ओके, दिस इज ओनली in trying to get yourself out of trouble, you often get into worse trouble. So finally, we have found all the meanings of the proverbs, and last one says like this: मुसीबत से निकलने की कोशिश में अक्सर आप और भी बड़ी मुसीबत में फंस जाते हैं. Okay, so I hope you understood the meaning of proverbs and the meaning. Now let us enjoy life's lighter moments. But before that, we need to know what is a proverb. Okay, so let us just understand what is a proverb. Can you guess what is a proverb? I hope you are able to guess that. It is the saying, isn't it, of the great people. Okay, so here it connects. What it means that a proverb is a simple, concrete saying popularly known and repeated that expresses a truth based on common sense or experience. They are often metaphorical and use formulaic language. Okay? And so the it a little bit connects with the Bible. Okay, that's why. Okay, the book of Proverbs, it is given in Bible. What is this? It is a religious, in the religious context, this refers to a book in the Hebrew Bible. That means Bible, Holy Book of Christians. There it is mentioned by Hebrew. Okay, and the Christian, where it is found in the Christian Old Testament, it is a collection of moral and philosophical instructions on how to live a wise life. बेहतर जिंदगी कैसे जिए. Okay? And what are the key themes here? That key themes includes in this book of Proverbs written by Hebrew Bible. Okay, that is in Old Testament. Wisdom versus folly. That means the importance of making disciplined, godly choices. Then speech, how to speak, the power of words to heal or destroy. Okay. Then work ethic, the value of diligence over laziness. So I hope you understood what is a proverb, and according to religious context, how it connects. Okay. Now let us enjoy the simple story, which is the, I will say, elaboration of the proverb. Okay, it is the saying only. Okay, what it says. The first part, it is all's well that ends well. Okay, all's well that ends well. Okay, yeah, this is the first chapter. Okay, and first proverb that you have to understand: all's well that ends well. But often we hear, we say that ant bhala to sab bhala, right? यहाँ पे सब भला तो अंत भला, just opposite. Okay, so let's enjoy the story every day according to your given text. Okay, every day Dalit and Mala get 10 rupees each as pocket money. Mala puts her money into piggy bank and loves rattling it. Dalit spends his pocket money the moment he gets. So two picture you are seeing, two children, right? So girl name is Mala. Okay, mother is giving to her also 10 rupees, and mother is giving to her son also 10 rupees, same. Okay, so Mala saves her money while Dalip spends his money. Okay, every Saturday, these children, they get pocket money from their parents, but one child is saving and another is spending. Okay, so Dalip and Mala receives what, 10 rupees every Saturday as a pocket money. Okay, where we see that Mala is very careful and saves her money in her piggy bank, where while Dalip is very careless and spends his money immediately. Right? Last week, their mother gave them two shiny 5 rupee coins each. Mala's coins went into her piggy bank. Dalip refused to put his coins into his empty piggy bank. Jumping with joy, he said, I'll buy a big bar of chocolate. See, one last week, that means every month there is last week of the month. Okay, so one last week their mother given 2 coins of 5 rupees. So as a habit, okay, what happened? Mala saves her coins as usual, but as usual, okay, Dalip decided, okay, decides to buy more, okay, big chocolate instead of saving. Okay, so he is very excited in spending only, isn't it? Yes. Two 5 rupees out of his hands, rolled along the pavement, okay, and disappeared down a small hole in the road. Kneeling, Dilip put his arm down the hole but could not find his money anywhere. So, what happened? Soon he went out of his house for buying sweet, that means big chocolate, okay, bar from the sweet shop. On the way from his hand, what happened? Slipped the coins and entered in the road hole. Okay, and then what happened? Lee tries to retrieve to get those coins out of the hole, but what happened? His arm, okay, his hand got stuck in the hole. Do you see here? Got stuck. He was not able to take out his hand or arm, ARM, okay, arm from that hole, okay, where money entered. He was struggling to take out from that hole, okay. Seeing this, what happened? Seeing this, okay, what's more, okay, he could not get his arm out. A number of people gathered round him. A lady rubbed his arm with butter and soap, but his arm was firmly stuck. Someone sent for the fire brigade. Two firemen spread Dalip's arm using special kind of grease. This is a special kind of grease, okay, and they have applied on their arms. Yeah, this one. First, woman applied butter and soap, but it failed. Then somebody called the firemen and they have brought special type of grease and applied on his arm, and then finally his arm was taken out from the hole. Okay, so people gathered to help, but they were helpless. A lady tries using butter and soap, but it doesn't work. The fire brigade arrives and uses grease to free his arm. So the arm was freed finally. Okay, and then what happened? As the proverb says, what? All's well that ends well, right? So let's see. Dalip was not too upset by this experience. He was not sad at all by this experience. Why should he be? Okay, the lady who owned the sweet shop gave him a large box of chocolates. See, he had lost his 10 rupees, I mean, two 5 rupees coins. He was not able to take out from the hole, but instead, at the end, the leaf had received from the sweet owner, okay, a large box of chocolates. So all his sorrows that he was having was changed into the happiness after receiving the large box of chocolate, isn't it? So ending was very happy, though it was sad, but it ends with the happiness. Okay. Finally, what happened? The leap's arm is finally freed. That means taken out from the hole. He has lost his money, but he was safe. He was safe. So I hope you are enjoying, children. And what the moral or the message we get from this proverb: it is wise to save money instead of spending carelessly. So be like Mala. When the parents give you the money, save, okay, so that you can use for the good purpose in like buying books and stock your libraries in your own house, okay, or you can at the end of the year buy something which is good for you. So sometimes even bad, second thing that we get here is that sometimes even bad situations can have a happy ending, just like the lips incident. He was having bad situations when his hand got stuck in that hole, but when it was taken off Fred, he was enjoying his happiness. So sometimes even bad situations can bring happy ending. Okay. So this is all about, okay, all wells ends wells. Okay. Now next proverb is flying cakes are dangerous. Okay. So flying cakes, all of you might celebrate your birthday and this cake is connecting with your birthday or special moments, okay, but while taking or carrying on the road it can be very dangerous. Okay, so let's see where it had taken place about this incident. Flying cakes are dangerous. So the incident takes place in Sydney during rush hour. So where image, I think you understand. Okay, not India. It's in Australia. It is what? Sydney. Okay, Sydney. What? Opera House. Okay, remember. So this first, okay, it was constructed this, okay, monument in Australia, given the name Sydney Opera House. Then from here only our Indian architecture, okay, they have copied and given the name High Temple, okay, which is located in Delhi. Okay, so now I hope you are connected that the rush hour, that means busiest hour, the full of traffic. Okay, so the incident takes place in Sydney during rush hour. Traffic is heavy and many vehicles are on the road. Okay, the sound of honking here and there. Okay, so first it was introduced as the incident taking place in Sydney during the rush hour, very busiest hour. Traffic is very heavy and many vehicles are on the road. And what happened? Two cars collided. That means two cars hit one another. Okay, and their drive first incident, two cars hit in the traffic, two cars hit one another, and their drivers started arguing. Where? In the Sydney. Okay, a learner driver, that means there was one learner driver also on driving the car on that road. Okay, learner driver behind them, where the two cars collided. Behind that two cars collision, a learner driver, that means fresh person started learning how to drive. That means a learner driver behind them panics by seeing this collision. Okay, that new driver got panic and stopped suddenly. That means taken brakes suddenly. And what happened? The driver behind her brakes hard to avoid hitting her car. So two cars first of all hit one another. That means they met with a collision, and the driver start arguing why you have hit my car like that. Okay, and there was another new learner driver behind them who got panic and stopped suddenly. Okay, brake suddenly her car. And what happened? The driver behind her, that means behind that new learner. Okay, what happened? The driver behind her brakes hard to avoid hitting her car. That means behind the new learner there was another driver who had observed that the car stopped, and he also tried, okay, taken hard brake to stop the car. Okay, so one after another thing happening here. Okay, then the driver's wife holding a large cake, that means behind the new learner. Okay, new learner. Okay, the driver's wife holding a large cake is thrown forward. The cake flies out of the windows of the car and lands on the road. So that cake that woman was carrying, what happened? It was, okay, due to the jerk. Okay, the woman which was having the cake, that cake came out of the car car's window. Okay, and fallen on the road. A lorry driver seeing nearby, okay, stopped suddenly after seeing the flying cake. The lorry driver, as you see the incident, okay, after seeing that cake, okay, he stopped again. So it is very dangerous. Okay, where in the traffic to take break. So you have to move with the same rhythm, same speed. Okay, and slowly you have to cross, or else this type of incident you might face. It can happen to anybody. So the lorry driver also had taken the hard brake, and what happened? Okay, what happened? The problem started. So three things we have observed here. The driver's wife holding a large cake was thrown, okay, was thrown forward, okay, out of the window of the car. The cake flies out of the window and lands on the road. A lorry driver, that means truck driver, okay, nearby stopped suddenly after seeing the flying cake. Okay, so this incident had taken in the busiest traffic of Sydney. Then what happened? The sudden stop causes hundreds of soft drinks bottles in the lorry to fall out and break on the road. So all of a sudden the lorry driver stopped, and all the soft drink bottles came out of the lorry and fall and break on the road. Another argument started. One argument, first argument not finished. Second argument also not ended, and the third argument started. Okay, and the third argument started. Okay, you can see the picture. Okay, so another argument starts this time between the woman. Okay, that means the woman who was carrying that cake. Okay, between the woman and the lorry driver. So traffic begins to crowd up badly. Okay, traffic begin to crowd up badly. Then what happened? If the crowd is increasing, the traffic police rush. Okay, the situation becomes chaotic with multiple arguments and blocked traffic. The police arrive and work to clear the road. So the law and order taken place, and finally they settle the argumentation. Okay, and who was in benefit? After nearly an hour it took to clear the traffic. Okay, the police managed to restore traffic flow. The lorry driver cleans up the broken bottle. Two stray dogs enjoyed the situation of eating the leftover cake. So stray dogs, okay, that means street dogs, okay. Here stray dogs means street dogs, okay, which anybody can see a road, okay. So this cake was enjoyed, okay, by these two dogs. So two stray dogs enjoyed the situation eating the leftover of the cake. So finally, the message or the moral of this proverbs of okay, flying cakes can be dangerous is this: cleanliness on the not cleanliness, carelessness on the road can lead to chain reaction and chaos. Okay, so never be careless while walking on the road. Stay calm and drive carefully, especially in busy traffic situations. So this is all. Thank you. We'll meet with the next overcome your problems. Thank you.